I'd like to welcome to the stage Patricia Diaz-Dennis, board member for U.S. Steel and a 2001 Aiming High honoree. Patricia?
Thank you so much, Gloria. Before I give a few words and a shout out to Suzanne, I want to thank Mario Longhi, the CEO of U.S. Steel, for helping to support this important event and having the darn good sense to hire Suzanne as General Counsel of U.S. Steel. Thank you. I first met Suzanne in 1985, yes, 30 years ago. Now, she was in her very early 20s, and I was in my kind of late 30s. She was Chief of Staff to Maureen Reagan, who was chairing the U.S. delegation to the Third World Women's Conference in Nairobi, Kenya. I was blown away by Suzanne. She was incredibly smart, capable, thoughtful, ethical, caring, and I could keep on with the adjectives. But we've been friends ever since that fateful 3 weeks in Nairobi. We've been genuine friends, not Washington friends, genuine friends. We've helped each other through the tough times and celebrated the good ones. We even been to a Pink concert together with her fabulous daughter, Riley, who is with us today to celebrate her mom. Riley? She was surprised I knew some of the lyrics of the Pink songs. But Madeleine Albright said in 2006 that there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women. Well, I think there's going to be a special place in heaven for Suzanne Rich Folsom. She has always, always helped other women. I can best sum up Suzanne in these words. You set a rushing river in front of her, and she'll ford it. Set a mountain in front of her, she will climb it. She lives for the challenge. That's grit, that's character, that's Suzanne.
It looks like I have a lot to say here. I know, Karen, I have just a few minutes. Thank you, Patricia. Friends and colleagues, thank you. This is a particularly gratifying moment as Legal Momentum has sought to recognize me. My heartfelt congratulations to Gina, Eileen, and Linda, because they are very deserving of this award as well. So how long ago did we all start aiming high? Well, I recently uncovered a letter tucked away in my parents' house, and it showed a very early focus on aiming high. My parents always told me that I could be anything I wanted to be if I worked hard and I was ethical. So I found this letter, and I had proclaimed, probably at about the age of 6 or 7, three goals in life: to be a princess, to be a general, or to be president of the United States. Okay? What a wildly imaginative young girl was I. So in case you're wondering, I did not grow up to be a princess, but I did have the unique opportunity to work in a palace as a chief of staff for a queen. And no, I did not become a general, but I've been fortunate enough to work with a number of generals at the White House, State Department, and Defense Department on issues related to national security. And finally, I did not run for the presidency, but I have had the honor of working directly for a number of presidents and first families on myriad issues. But let's be fair to that young girl who authored the letter. I believe that underneath her dreams, she already had some sense that one's decisive underlying ambition must be to serve others, to stand for what's right, and to make a difference in the world. And you don't need to be a princess, a general, or the President of the United States to do that. being the general counsel of a Fortune 500 company can provide such a platform. So maybe that little girl did dream of helping to make the world a better place. And if so, the only difference between her and us as adults is the knowledge that there are many roles that you can play where you can make a difference. So whether you're in the war room at AIG, as I was during the meltdown, or simply trying to sell a quality product at an honest price in the face of unfair trade practices like we're doing at U.S. Steel. To that end, my self-expectations are as high as ever. But that young girl who aimed high did not become a general counsel on her own, and there are so many people that I need to thank for my being here today. 3 women who have been and continue to be formidable influences in my life. Patricia, who you just met, a past recipient. Wow, that trip to Nairobi in 1985 really made all the difference. As I watched this dynamic attorney and presidential appointee hand her young baby with all the diaper bags over to her husband, board Air Force Two, and go off to solve the problems of the world, I thought, I want to be just like her. And then there's Stacia Kelly, managing partner of DLA Piper, another past recipient of this award, who was previously AIG's strategic vice chairman and general counsel, who helped chart the course of the company's recovery from the financial crisis, while simultaneously coordinating sandwich making for her twins wrestling team. I was honored that she trusted me with a key role on her team at AIG, and I also thought, this is another woman I want to be like. And then there's Debbie Shawn, our own U.S. Steel's VP for Trade, a true expert in this area, with whom I've worked on many international issues. Currently, we're tackling illegal dumping and antiquated trade laws, and we're going to win. Right, Debbie, wherever you are? I'm equally grateful to the next generation of women who have supported me in my roles, because you need them as well, and hopefully I've helped them. 2 are here, Kelly Gannon, U.S. Steel's media impresario and the head of corporate communications, and Victoria McKenney, U.S. Steel's associate GC and deputy chief compliance officer, our not-so-secret legal and compliance weapon. To be sure, a number of great men have been likewise instrumental in my career, and I promise I'm only going to mention a few. Glenn Ware, PwC's anti-corruption guru, who's been my JAG in the trenches on many missions. Ty Cobb, outside counsel extraordinaire from Hogan Lovells. Rob Gerritsen, our own U.S. Steel governance expert and our own Top Gun. Ed Folk from Fisher Phillips, our OSHA expert who we cannot live without. And Oryx Billy Jacobson, who's a trusted counselor to us to me personally and to us at U.S. Steel. And I cannot also forget our great longtime U.S. Steel supporters, Bob Lighthizer of Skadden Arps, who's been with us, and Dan Booker of Reed Smith. Both have served and supported U.S. Steel for years. And of course, there's Mario Longhi, U.S. Steel's CEO, whose drive and courage is responsible for the transformation ongoing in the steel industry. He's a leader whose compelling message is that all people can and should aim high. I'm so very grateful to Mario for the opportunity he's given me to be the general counsel of U.S. Steel and also to be one of its business leaders. It's an honor to be a part of Mario's team and a part of the iconic American company. Finally, a loving thank you to my ever-encouraging parents, my very supportive husband, George, my wonderfully creative son, Anderson, who's a freshman at USC's film school, and he's aiming as high as Lucas and Spielberg, and my charming 15-year-old daughter, who's here with me today, Riley. She's a high school freshman who's a scholar, a varsity athlete, and a dedicated community service volunteer. My hope is that in the decades to come, that she'll be able to aim even higher than those of us here today and to realize those goals thanks to organizations like Legal Momentum. I hope that everyone in this room will continue to encourage the next generation to dream big, never give up, and continue to aim high. Thank you for this recognition.